everybody in this room has got some kind of a story. Most people in this room have probably been through some kind of hell in their life. Let me see your hand if you've been through some stuff. All right. How many of you think you could just come down here and take this microphone and share your story? Yeah, I believe you. Well, I had the honor and privilege just over 4 years ago meeting this man, and he'll tell you a little bit about that and the path that he took after he left high school and even during high school while he was here. But so anyway, welcome Kyle Calhoun.
Thank you. How's it going, guys? Good? You guys having a good time so far? Awesome. Well, like Bill mentioned, my name is Kyle Calhoun. I graduated here in 2010. I'm just going to cut straight to it. If you ask most of the teachers here, the old principal here, I was not a very liked guy here, and I admit that because I wasn't very fun to be around. I was I like to pick on people a lot, and I did that because I got picked on a lot. So I'll just leave it there, and I know Bill's going to touch on a lot more as we go on this. But something that I just want to let you guys know is, like, you don't know what it means for me to be here right now. I have my wife and my son right there, which is crazy. And we met here at Break the Gray, but I'm not gonna get emotional here. I'm not, I promise. But it's just crazy because I remember my last day of my junior year, I got caught stealing Zebby out of the case out there. I was running through the gym here, and Mr. Hooker, the gym teacher, caught me. I was like, Mr. Calhoun, I need to talk to you. So that was the last day of my junior year. And then luckily I did graduate. I had some help from some teachers who really poured time, invested time into my life my senior year, as I was getting a little too ambitious to graduate and was not doing well on my grades, and was just not making good choices. So anyways, I graduated high school in 2010 here. I moved to California for a little while, moved out to Texas for a little while, brought my younger brother with me, where I dabbled with drugs a little bit in school. I'll admit that now. I'm sure everyone knew at the time too, but I did. I dabbled with drugs here a little bit, but I never thought where I would be 2 years later would have came out of how I was here. I would have never guessed I would have gotten into heroin. I would have never thought I would have gotten into meth. Would have never thought I would have gotten into crack cocaine. Because for me here, it was just like you just got high, you smoked a little weed, and that's all you do. And I'm not here to give you a big drug lecture. I'm not going to talk about it really much at all anymore, except that in 2012, it was the end of August. I was living in Denton, Texas, which is about 20 miles north of Dallas, and I was with my brother, and we went down to the park. I was living with a couple drug dealers and gang members, and I went down to go get some drugs and ended up getting some heroin. And we were at the park, and all of a sudden, all I remember is just waking up in a hospital. And I woke up and I couldn't talk. I was trying to, but I physically could not talk at all. And the doctor was asking me, like, hey, we have him. Can you understand what I'm saying? He's like, you can't talk, so if you can, just like blink your eyes or give me a thumbs up. And so when he said that, I was like, yeah, I can understand everything you're saying. He said, okay, well, I'm going to get you an update on what just happened. He said, you had an overdose. You overdosed on heroin. And he said, you also had some other drugs mixed in your system. But he said, you were dead for over 8 minutes. And at first I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, I'm here now, so what's that matter? But he said, no, literally, I've been a doctor here for over 30 years. I've never seen someone come out of this. Never seen someone make it out like this. You were flatlined for over 8 minutes. Just give you a little history. If you're losing oxygen in your brain for 3 minutes, they pronounce you permanently brain dead. 5 minutes, they pronounce you dead. There's nothing else they can do. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm weeping at this moment. Because I'm like, man, I don't want to, be dumb the rest of my life. kind of thing. And he said, but here's the thing, you're here, it's good. The only problem is your parents are on their way, but you're on life support right now. You're on a ventilator. You're breathing off of a machine. And so my parents got there and they tried over and over, hours, trying to shut the machine off, see if I could do it on my own, get the oxygen in my brain, breathe on my own. It wasn't happening. Finally, to make the long story short, it happened. And I woke up, talked to my parents a little bit. My dad said, we had a big fallout. We had a big fallout when I was in high school. I got kicked out of the house, was living on couches, a bunch of houses here in Rochester and Argus. But he kind of talked to me. He said, hey, I need a second chance. You've gotten a second chance at life. I need a second chance. Can you give me a second chance? And at first I was like, oh, heck no. I don't want anything to do with you. I don't want anything to do with my family right now. But something happened. I'm like, okay. I do want to give you a second chance. So I came back here, and to make a long story short, Break the Gray came in 2012 to Plymouth, Indiana, and I saw them perform at the assembly, just like you're seeing today. Now, I was 21 at this time. You guys are what? 14 or 13 through 18? 12? Even better, even younger. 12 through 18. So I saw them when I was 21 years old. And I thought there was no way, because I had some of the interns living with us at the time. I was living with my parents, and they wanted to come in and they stayed with us for the week and wanted me to do Break the Gray. So I took a while. I took a couple months, and so the overdose happened at the end of August 2012. Saw them in September 2012, and I joined Break the Gray January 2013. Graduated after 2 years. Break the Gray, got to perform for over 160,000, 130,000 students, got to play music, which is my passion, been doing it my whole life, and I met, again, like I said, my wife and my now son there at Break the Gray, and I just want to encourage you guys as we finish the rest of this assembly, please do not take this lightly. Try to have an open heart when you guys are listening to this, watching the skits, watching Bill pour his heart out here. I just want to encourage you guys to take that time, and I'm just really thankful to be here, and I'm going to go ahead and give it back to Bill.